Okay, welcome to episode 3. This is 3, right?
Three.
We made it to the episode 3 on May 4th. So may the 4th be with you, Kevin.
Can you believe we put up with each other this long?
Right? Goodness, it's been a week now.
I know.
Yeah, we've just got done with the NFL draft. So before we get in there, let's get a little housekeeping. If you like what the content we're putting out there, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, leave us a comment. We got a comment this week from Joe Fisher. Hopefully I'll be able to get into that and talk a little bit about his comment later on. But the first thing we're going to attack is the draft, the first 7 rounds. A lot of people are like, well, we didn't really do much. We picked 3 players. But in all reality, we didn't pick 3 players. We had 7 draft picks. We picked up players that we needed to have in this draft. So in the first round, we got a kid out of LSU. Hey, he's a pretty good safety, I think. His name is Jamal Adams, number 33. I think he's a solid pick. You know, in the first round.
I don't know, man.
He's a tweener. He's a tweener.
I know. We got to see what happens with that guy. So
I know. And then second overall pick, we got Dwayne Eskridge. We talked about him on Saturday.
Yep.
Both of us are fired up about him. I think that he, again, is going to be, as advertised, he's going to be fast. He's going to get his yards after catch. Very excited about him. Third round, we got this kid again named Jamal Adams. He was so good, we had to pick him twice.
Exactly.
Then the fourth round, we got Trey Brown out of Oklahoma. This kid's only 5'9", but he is going to make an impact this year on special teams. If not, he's going to be able to get in the starting lineup. I think this kid has got that chip on his shoulder that we haven't seen in our defensive backfield in a long time. Excited about Trey Brown. Comments on him?
Yeah, a couple comments I have on Trey Brown is, one, he's a competitor. He wants to compete. And he said, basically, if he's playing special teams or whatever, he's going to win.
Yeah.
And he's extremely scrappy and handsy. To me, he sounds like a trash talker, like a few of the other guys we've had in our history of Seattle sports. So
scrappy and handsy sounds like a good Saturday night to me.
Exactly.
Exactly. The fifth round, we picked up this big kid named Gabe Jackson from the Raiders, which again, everybody was complaining. They're like, well, we picked up a wide receiver. We need offensive line help.
Right.
I think we did. I think we picked up Gabe Jackson, and I'm really happy with that pick. I think they've already talked that he's going to go to the right side, and they're going to move our other guard to the left side. I know, I just did it. I had it. They're going to move him over to the left side, so it'll be Dwayne and Simmons, and then it'll be Gabe Jackson and Robert Shell. As far as right now, Ethan Posic's going to be bringing up the center position.
Right.
6th round out of Florida, we got Stone Forsythe. This kid, I saw projected as early as the 2nd round. He fell. I couldn't find indication of why he fell. I couldn't find whether there's any medical reasons. But he did fall down to us in the 6th round. Now, here's the thing about Stone Forsythe. He has a stamp approval from Hutchinson. Hutch gave this kid the stamp of approval. Hutch was on the chair screaming for this kid. And you know what? That's a guard that I'm pretty sure, or an offensive lineman pretty sure knows a little bit something about how to play the offensive line in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's got a gold jacket. I mean,
exactly.
I think he does know a few things about the guard position. Yeah. The one thing that stood out with me on him, he's got an 83 and a quarter inch wingspan. I mean, that is insane. I mean,
he's going to get his hands on you.
Yeah, he's got a 10-inch hand too. I mean, that's a big boy, man.
And
go ahead.
He's only at 309 pounds now. You know they're going to get him into the weight room. You know they're going to get him into the kitchen. They're going to put some weight on this kid, and he is going to be a cornerstone of our offensive line. I said in a video, the first video, I said, we need somebody that's going to come in behind Brown and learn how to play that left tackle position. And I think that they took this kid with Mark Hutchinson's approval, are going to put him out there on that left side in an island. He's going to come up behind Brown. He's going to learn from one of the best in the business on how to do that.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Really, the only negative I've heard about the guy is because he is so tall, he has a leverage issue. People get underneath his pads, so his pad level's not where it should be. But, you know, we got some road graders in this draft. I mean,
not only did we get road graders in this draft, but we got them in our undrafted free agents that we picked up as well. We picked up some size.
Yes.
That bus that's going to be bringing them to their first practice is going to be sending off sparks. There's some big boys in there.
Yeah, they wanted this kid. They wanted Stone really bad. There was a couple of things I was laughing about. I don't know if you saw the tweet. I don't know what he called it. The tweet of him acting like The Rock, posing like.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty funny. My son, you know, he's like, Dad, his favorite food is wings, man. So, you know, can't really argue with the guy. So
can't go wrong with wings. Absolutely.
No.
And then in the 7th round, we picked up a kid named Carlos Dunlap. I say kid generously, but we would not have gotten Carlos over to the Seahawks last year unless we gave up that 7th round pick. If you take all of our front office moves and you put them into, and not only that, Kevin, this is a stat I heard today. This draft class was 500 kids less than usual. 500 kids. Of the draft class that we had to choose from, we had 500 less kids going into that portal.
Yep.
So it made finding those gems that much harder. That's why having only 3 picks is, instead of a lot of picks at this draft, is probably going to be far better than what we have to deal with. And not only that, but I think we addressed all of our holes. I think that we addressed the offensive line. I think we addressed the cornerback position. Yep. And I think we grabbed that 3rd wide receiver. I'm very happy with the draft. I think that going forward, we're going to find that Russell's going to get protected and he's going to have people to throw to.
There's some question marks we still have. I mean, we talked about running back in that position. I know we talked about D tackle a little bit, linebacker, but I know that we're going to address that in a little bit when we start talking about the undrafted free agents. I also believe that we don't know how good these guys are going to be yet.
No.
Trey Brown, they really compare him to DJ Reed.
And not only that, but they say he's fast. And he thinks, well, not only does he think, but according to some stats, he is faster than DK. Now, DK is so fast that he's going down to the Olympic trials for the 100 meters. That's how fast DK thinks he is. And this kid says, yeah, I'm faster than DK.
Well, he ran 23.3 miles per hour.
Right.
I mean, that play, I was watching that play and I'm like, I cannot believe he did it. He ran down Chris Platt of Baylor. I mean, and it was.
So why don't you set up that? How did he caught an intercept? Chris Platt caught an interception, or he caught a reception?
Chris Platt is a wide receiver for Baylor,
right?
And he wasn't even covering him. Somebody else was covering him, got the ball down to him. I mean, he was like 10 yards behind him, and he caught up and tackled him. I mean, I could not believe the speed.
Very reminiscent of what Metcalf did then.
Yeah, Metcalf was a little bit more spectacular,
right?
But it was still pretty impressive all the way around.
So, I mean, again, it shows to the courage and the guts of this kid. He said that he wants to bang some heads on special teams. He wants to be able to fly down. He wants to corral a ball carrier and tear his head off, is basically what he was saying, which, you know, gave me goosebumps, because that's what I want to see. I want to see a dead ball carrier, not literally, but you know what I mean, Kevin.
Yeah, and he did run a 4.40. He last year just, 3 interceptions, 6 pass breakups in 10 games and 31 tackles. That's pretty good numbers for 10 games.
So I've seen horrible draft grades, which,
Yeah,
you know what? I'm used to. The year that Russell was drafted, we got an F that year on several draft boards.
Yeah, with Bobby Wagner and
Russell.
Oh,
So we got an F on that. So, not only that, but I read that one draft analyst I read had the Raiders getting an A and us getting a C minus. So, and I don't think I've read too many good things about, other than the safety that they picked up, good things about what the Raiders did.
I don't think
crapshoot.
As long as John and Pete have been drafting, I don't think we've ever had an A grade.
No.
He
hasn't even been considered for GM of the year. I mean, all he does is puts winning teams out on the field.
Right.
And then I tell people that, and they're like, "Oh, well, they've only haven't made to the Super Bowl." Do you know how extremely hard it is just to make it into the tournament, just to be a playoff team, to have the attrition that we have had, to have this many winning seasons in a row?
Well, to make the playoffs this many years in a row. I mean, it's
absolutely
crazy. Yeah.
And I agree. I agree. We do need to have something to put us over the top and get us from a being in the wild card weekend or divisionals and getting to some NFC championships and then getting back to the Super Bowl. I absolutely agree. But would I trade the Seahawks' success with some of the other teams that are out there? No, thank you.
No, thanks.
No, I like going to the playoffs every year. I like having a team that wins 12 games and has 4 losses that I look at and go, man, I tell you what, we could have done better, but I still love my team. All right, so we feel good about Eskridge. We feel good about Trey Brown. We feel good about Stone Forsythe. I think all 3 of those picks, plus the Jamals and Gabe Jackson and I think all in all, the 7 draft picks that were allotted to us by the National Football League, I think they all came, and we were able to get some quality people to add to our system here. I'm excited. I can't wait to see how this is all going to shake out. You, Kevin?
I'm looking forward to this season already. I always do. I'm a very optimistic person about every time the new season starts. That this is going to be the year. I'm excited. I always say that in all our podcasts, but I am excited. I really, really like what they've done. I do like their 7th round pick a lot. I mean, that guy's a stud, no matter how you look at it.
Are you talking Carlos?
Yes, I am.
Carlos Dunlap, to me, took a team that our defense and put it on his back at certain times last year.
Oh, yes.
And took us and made that line formidable. I mean, we were getting gashed, not just in the pass game, but in the run game as well.
Right.
So he took us from a record bad defense, and
after
that trade made it at least mid-level defense.
Yeah. So, well, I think towards the end of the year, we were one of the best defenses in the league. I mean, we were the top 5. I mean, I don't know exact numbers. I don't know where it all fell, but when the defense started playing, we were definitely moving up that board very, very quickly.
All right. So this wraps up kind of the draft coverage, Kevin. I think we should put this on the burner, say it's done.
Yep.
And move on to the undrafted free agents. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
All right, Kevin. Well, great day. All right.
You got it. Peace.
All right. Peace.